Thanks to the support as a channel member, Tristan McDonald. I'm not proud of myself, but rules are rules. I've been for an interview with Milton Keynes Dons. And thankfully, I didn't get the job. And I promise you, I didn't throw it. I am a good boy. I didn't even need to tell you about it, but I'm an honest man. And would an honest man lie? Of course he wouldn't. Lewis Dunk is their manager, who apparently, I guess, retired from playing to take up the job, because he seems to have gone straight there from Brighton. He was listed as a Brighton player for this season, but they hadn't used him. He started 27 Premier League games for Brighton last season. It's October and he hasn't started one yet. But he was listed as a player. So I guess he's retired as a player to become a manager, which is, I feel like that's something you don't see every day. Particularly odd that he's not gone there as a player manager. He's just straight in as manager, despite playing 27 Premier League games last year. You got to feel like he could probably do a job for a team in League One. But I guess he wants to prove himself as a manager and not cheat by playing himself. But that's enough McDongs news. How about Brackley? This is what's been going on with us since the last episode. We've been doing all right. There's the odd defeat thrown in there, but by and large, we're winning most of our games. We've got through to the FA Cup first round. You're going to see that match today. And this is the league table. We're third in the league after 15 games, 4 points behind both Fylde and Chester. And Chester are the team we're playing first. So we've got Chester in the league and then Fleetwood, who I think are in League One. Fleetwood in League Two in the Cup. Two big matches. And as you can see, Owen Farmer, top scorer in the division, best player in the division. Alpha Ruprecht is third best player in the division and top assist maker. We've got some good players at this football club. We've got to believe we've got it in us to beat Chester, even though we did just lose to Boreham Wood, who are down in mid-table. So we do still have a little bit of nonsense in us every now and again. But this is a team we are sending out there for the game against Chester. It's Hollingshead in goal, a back four of Thomas, Hills, Smith and Camerson, Rodney and East in midfield, Agbenone and Alpha Ruprecht on the wings, and then Ionvian and Farmer up front. That front two really starting to click at this point. 19 goals between them already. It's not even November yet. These boys are doing okay as strikers in this division. They're both definitely good enough, I think, to make the step up to the next league up. But as we've seen in so many of these non-league saves that we've done over the years, not just non-league to legend, all the one club saves I've done as well, Chester always end up at some stage or another in the save being a bogey team of mine. I don't know what it is about Chester. There must be someone who works for Sports Interactive who's a Chester fan, because they always end up one of the top teams in non-league. And more than once, they've followed us up through the leagues. So Chester are a team we definitely want to get a result against. And there is Ionvian, and there is 1-0. It's a lovely cross from Alpha Ruprecht. And when you've got a 6'3" lump of wonderful that can head like that in your team, you are always a threat to the opposition, especially when you've got the two best wingers in the league. And Alpha Ruprecht, lovely cross from him. Ionvian just absolutely owning his centre-back. The defenders tried to go with him. He's tried to jump with him. All of it was absolutely useless. And big Brackley makes it 1-0. And now we've got a corner to hopefully make it 2-0. Aiming for Hills at the near post. He couldn't get proper contact on it, but it comes from Alpha Ruprecht, who's got space to take the shot. It's taken an enormous deflection. It's gone in off a Chester defender. I mean, they gave Alpha Ruprecht so much time and space on the ball in the penalty area there. I don't know what they were thinking. He's the top assist maker in the league, and they've given him that much time to just pick a spot. And he's just drilled it into that 6-yard box. It's come off a Chester defender, and all of a sudden, it's 2-0 to Brackley, and that league table is looking really quite delightful. Fylde play Boreham Wood later today. We know Boreham Wood are quite good. They're the last team to beat us. So if Boreham Wood can get a result against Fylde, we could go into that FA Cup first round 1 point off the top of the table, which would be super duper. I mean, even if that's not the situation, we're still not even halfway through the season yet. We're very much in a promotion race this season, and to be able to come to the team who are top of the league and do what we've done to them in this first half shows that we are a team not to be messed with. It is Chester, though, trying to get a goal back before half-time. Down this left-hand side, cross comes in. It's a very good cross, and they've done to us exactly what we did to them. I mean, it's a very, very similar goal to the one that we scored as our opener. One of my long-term FM nemesis, Charlie Caton, who normally plays centre forward. Is he playing striker today? He's actually playing on the left today. He drifted out wide and floated the crossover. He's already been top scorer in this save in, was it last season? Was it the season before? I don't even know if he was at Chester. The boy just follows me around in the same way as Chester do. He was an absolute nemesis of mine when I was at Pennebont on Twitch a few years ago. And he did very well there to float that crossover. Not sure why they're playing him out wide. He's a goal-a-game striker when you play him up front. But Alpha Ruprecht plays it into East. East, back to Alpha Ruprecht, who slides it across to Farmer. Talking of goal-a-game strikers, and Owen Farmer doesn't yet have one for today, and that was very nearly it there. But it goes behind for a corner. It's going to be East looking to swing one into that near post, looking for Hills, but can't find him. And it comes clear, but only as far as Agbenone, who kept the move going, but not in any manner that led to the highlight continuing. It's Chester with half an hour, 35 minutes of the game remaining, entering our half. It's Caton again on that left-hand side, again plays the ball over, this time drills it in low and causes us all manner of problems, but we deal with that one. And now it's back with Hollingshead, who's just trying to take the sting out of this a little bit. It's been all Chester either side of half-time here. We could very much do with grabbing a third. And if Farmer wants to just stick it in from there, he's hit the post from there, which frankly is ridiculous because he had absolutely no business shooting. But when you're in the kind of goal-scoring form that he's in, I guess he's got the confidence to try absolutely anything, and it very nearly came off for him. Caton has been removed by Chester. He's injured or tired or afraid of me, probably afraid of me. He was their best player as well, so it's a strange substitution for them to have made. But then I guess we're about to do the same thing because Alpha Ruprecht, who's been our best player, is going to come off because he's got tired little legs too. We bring on Knight. Agbenone can move over onto the right-hand side. In fact, I think we'll bring Adams on and do that. And Knight can go over to that side. We've got so many tired legs. We're going to leave it as is for now. We don't want to make too many changes and leave ourselves with 25 minutes and nobody sat on the bench. That's a scary situation to be in. I don't know why that corner didn't even warrant a highlight, but we're now going to have a go with a long-ish throw. It's going to be Knight. I've never seen him try and deliver one before. That's probably why. He finds Farmer. The ball then gets drilled in. It falls to Farmer on the edge of the area, who's going past his man again. Still hasn't got his goal for today. Still shooting from everywhere. Not quite as impressive as when he hit the post before, but with 15 minutes to go, it's still 2-1. And I guess that's the important thing, although it's a Chester highlight again, and this is the last thing we want to see. Don't be letting them get back into the game now, especially for an injured man. There you go. Lovely interception from Rodney. That's why he's earning the big bucks as our defensive midfielder, just to get in there and break up moves the way he did there. Although frustratingly, because it's FM24, the ball goes straight back to Chester and they're coming at us again. Rodney this time is bypassed and it's Chester trying to pass through us, and they've done it wonderfully and probably deserved a goal there, but they've missed an absolute sitter. It's not even a save. It's just a glaring miss. Farmer has had his first bad game of the season today, so we're going to bring on Marsh for 10-15 minutes at the end of the game just to run around a bit, see if he can maybe add an all-important third that puts the game beyond doubt. That's poor from Thomas, giving the ball away, but we do end up coming away with it anyway. The Football Manager 24 curse works in both directions, clearly. Oh, that's terrible from Knight. I mean, he is playing out of position on the right-hand side, but that's no excuse, and that's poor from Smith. And we've kind of thrown this one away today. We take a comfortable 2-0 lead, and then look anything but comfortable from then on. We need a save from Hollingshead here because we could really use these 3 points. And he makes the save. Not only a save, he's caught it. The most fancy pants thing a goalkeeper can do, as far as I'm concerned, is catching a penalty. And Hollingshead has done it there. What supreme confidence to even attempt to catch it, because instinctively, you just want to push it away, stop it going in. But he's caught it. Now Eonvian wins the ball back, and it's a solo effort from Brackley. Eonvian, completely created by himself, wins the ball on the halfway line, and now he's doing river dance to celebrate. What a man. What a goal. This is just sloppy from Chester. It's on the halfway line, and Big Bradley wins the ball back, and then the goalkeeper's fleeing in retreat. But the shot is from the edge of the area. It's around the keeper, who never got into any kind of sensible position. It's 3-1, and that should be that. And this is what we wanted this season. When we have a day where Owen Farmer maybe has an off day, big Bradley's there to not have an off day, and that's crucial. What's annoying is that Chester have now scored again immediately, and we're back only being 1 goal ahead. And this is just sloppy defending from us. Really sloppy. We had 3 opportunities to head that clear, and we're second to the ball all 3 times. We've got a lot of big boys in this team. We shouldn't be missing 3 headers in the penalty area in quick succession like that. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. We come away with 3 points. The top of the table looking a lot more attractive than it was before, although Fylde did end up winning later in the day, so we're still 4 points behind them. But just 1 point behind Chester, breathing down their necks, better goal difference than everybody. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go play in the FA Cup. But first, the job interviews keep on coming. We've been up to Milton Keynes recently, but now Blackpool, which is probably a much more sensible destination. Blackpool are 15th in League Two. We've got to see what they've got to say. As I've said before, because we obviously have the tycoon here at Brackley, it's going to take a lot to drag me away. Not just a simple, smallish pay rise is not going to get the job done. I'm going to need a team to like double my salary. And I hope Brackley will come in and offer more money to try and keep me because I'm performing so well. This is probably not a conversation for in the interview, though. Gabriel, don't listen to any of that. I wasn't talking about. I'm talking about something else. Don't worry. You've so far only managed 1 team, yeah, and I keep winning because I'm great. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Yes, I'm great. I mean, I guess take the next step forward. I'm not necessarily looking to go. Why have I struggled to maintain a strong financial footing? Because we've got a tycoon. I don't need to. Apparent, yeah, we've got a good atmosphere. Am I willing to assure us I'll do a better job? Yeah, of course I'll do a better job. Good relationship with supporters, proven track record. Are you any good? Yeah, I'll work with you. Cool, he's good. Yes, I'll work with him. Can he come with me to Brackley? Can I bring him home with me? Don't need to make any other changes. What are you actually looking for from me? So you want a top half finish this year, and then magically be in League One next year and stay there. So you've got ambition. I like it. I'm not going to look to exceed it. See, this is the problem. They want to get into League One. Our wage budget at Brackley is massive. I've moaned a lot about the tycoon thing, but we've got the highest wage spend in the National League, and it's not much lower than this. So I am going to need more money, and this is what I'm going to say in all these interviews. I'm going to need more money than that because otherwise, what's the point in me going? There you go. I'm being linked with them. Am I the favourite for the job, even though I've asked for more money? Blackpool, I'm not. Scott Lindsay is. But if you look at what we're spending, I know we're massive. Our budget is that, but we're spending that. And if you actually have a look on the detailed team view on salary per annum, we are the biggest spenders in the league on salary. So I've moaned a lot about how the tycoon's not really done anything. We're Brackley and we've done that. So he's kind of done that. He might not have given me loads of transfer money, but he has let me do this. So anyone else is going to have to let me do the same or else we'll stay here. It just seems to be this time of year. It was this time of year last season as well. Doncaster now in for me, who are bottom of League Two. Really unappealing. We'll race through it quickly, but I'm not that keen on this one, to be honest. Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, our finances are fine. Yeah, my record's great. Yeah, good relationship, proven track record. Yeah, all this stuff. Really, I'm just looking for budgets. I'd probably want to get rid of him. I'm not going to commit to him. But tell me your budgets. Tell me your goals and tell me your budgets. So Doncaster, exactly the same as Blackpool. Despite being bottom of League Two, they expect to be in League One next year. So there is a transfer budget. That's nice. I can work with that. But a really low wage budget. So again, I've got to make the demand. That's less than we're paying at Brackley. It's not going to get the job done. Well, I am working on the assumption that I'm not going anywhere because I've made demands in all those interviews. FA Cup first round, we could do with an FA Cup run again. We could do with some money in the kitty to continue building from where we are currently. It's an unchanged team from the team that just beat Chester. Fleetwood looking for promotion from League Two. We want to be in League Two next year, so this is the kind of team we'd like to think we should be able to beat, certainly based on the salaries we're paying and what we've just learned in those 3 job interviews. this, certainly on a salary basis, this is a team that should be able to compete at the top end of League Two, bottom end of League One, because we're paying that kind of money. Now, whether we're overpaying for players who aren't quite good enough for that level, because that's what you have to do to get them to come into a smaller club, or whether we've genuinely got League One, League Two players, remains to be seen. I guess this cup run will teach us a lot about that. Maybe we'll learn the only lesson on that front today if we don't perform well. But fingers crossed, we can actually compete. I imagine we've got several players earning more than the highest paid player at Fleetwood, and I imagine our total wage bill is higher than theirs as well. So reasons to brag, boys and girls. We love to spend the money. Right, East. Looking for options at him. I love the way our front four just lined up as a four, ready to receive the ball. But Thomas comes on the overlap, plays it into Farmer, who at 5'3" was never going to get on the end of that. Do I really need to explain this to these boys every episode? Aim for the big one, not the little one. The little one, play the ball over the top to him or drill it in low. There you go. That's a ball to Owen Farmer. Alpha Ruprecht gets it. If you play that cross to Farmer, he'll score. If you want to float the cross in the way Thomas did, aim for the big guy. He's difficult to miss. He is 6'3". There's a lot of him. But we are 1-0 up. And that is crucially important. And how good is Alpha Ruprecht? He just goes from strength to strength. When him and Agbenome both came in last summer, I thought Agbenome was going to be the one, but Alpha Ruprecht just continues to push on, and he's a level above pretty much everyone else in this squad at this point. He is an assist machine. He is too good for the league we're in, and arguably too good for the league above, based on how we're playing today. Again, Agbenome now, not learning from that little bit of in-match coaching I just did. Don't aim for Farmer's head. He's 5'3". Ionvian is 6'3". I shouldn't have to give you any further context. No further explanation needed. That's enough information for you to know to... Oh, they're so silly. While all that's going on, again, Alpha Ruprecht drives one in low for Farmer because he understands the assignment, unlike the rest of them. He's clearly got a higher footballing intellect. And Smith heads it clear from the Fleetwood corner. But straight back to the corner taker. No one's closing him down, and that's a good save from Hollingshead. I mean, Hollingshead, we don't talk about him a lot because we're really focused on how good we are in the attack, but he is a significant upgrade on any goalkeeper we've had before, and it is noticeable in situations like that. The fact that I'm not really having to talk about him very much, that's about the highest praise I can give to a goalkeeper, because you know me, boys and girls, I like to make a goalkeeper a scapegoat. So if I'm not talking about them, that means they're doing exceptionally well. And that's what we're getting out of Hollingshead. We don't really have a scapegoat. We're so good, we don't need a scapegoat. But if we had one, it wouldn't be him. I tried to make it Ionvian for a little while, and then he just started scoring goals. So, you know, can't really complain, can I? Right. Talking of goals, I'd like another one before half time, please. Good work from Smith, stepping up out of defence to intercept. And then East playing it over the top for Ionvian. Interestingly, that's the pass that should be aimed at Farmer. Because if that had been the other way around, Farmer then crosses to Ionvian and we score. Instead, we have Ionvian running in behind and then Farmer trying to win a header. Even the front two as a pair don't really get the way they should be looking to do that. They're silly, silly boys. Right. I realise part of this is my own fault for having them both on attacking instructions and not making it clear to them who should be doing what with the player roles, but we had all that thing an episode or two ago where it just wasn't working for Ionvian playing as a target man. So we've had to make him something a little bit different. And a pressing forward is going to chase around a little bit more, which isn't really what we want him to do, but he was just too static as a target forward. So I think this is probably the best outcome. It just means we occasionally do some strange, illogical things, and I don't really know how to stop us doing them. I just assume the players will figure it out eventually because, you know, I'm not a micromanager. I have a laissez-faire managerial attitude. Lovely. Look at Alpha Ruprecht. Just comes away with the ball, absolutely ruins his guy for pace, puts the afterburners on, and then plays the high cross because he's aiming at the big guy. He's the only man in the team who understands which ball to play to which striker, and he does it consistently, and that's why he's got more assists than anybody else in the division. Because he can see height, which nobody else can see. But it remains 1-0 as we cruise towards half-time, he says, and Fleetwood have a corner, and this could be problematic because it was Farmer in there trying to compete with a big defender who was forward for the corner, and luckily We get away with it. If I've got Farmer coming back and defending in those situations and I'm leaving big Brackley forward, you need to be having a word with I almost took some personal responsibility for it there. Then I remembered I have a set piece coach. He allocates which players go where. That's his fault if that's happening. Who am I to overrule him? He's getting paid for that. Probably getting paid more than I am to be the set piece coach, because all my coaching staff seem to be getting paid more than me, because I negotiated their contracts and I just throw the cash around, whereas the chairman negotiated mine. And you saw the contract negotiations when it first happened. He was much harder. I think we got an extra 75 quid out of him, which my boys are like, oh, you want an extra grand? Here, have 2. That's my negotiation. I wish I could be in charge of setting my own salary. Then we could stay at Brackley forever, because I'd be on like 15 grand a week and just quite happy cruising up through the leagues doing that. Right, we have a free kick. It's East playing it in, looking for Rodney, but can't find him, and it falls to Farmer, who loses out on the ball, and Fleetwood are now going to try and get a counter-attack up and running. But Alpha Ruprecht, he's everywhere. What a player he is. I don't know how much longer we can keep hold of him, because he's good enough to be playing in League One. I'm very confident of it. Alpha Ruprecht with the cross. Eonvian's there. And that should have been a goal. It was a lovely cross. I mean, he made contact with it from the header. He couldn't direct it goalwards, frustratingly. Right. Lots of tired legs, but we do have 5 substitutions available to us, finally. Cabia's going to come on. Farquharson will come on, and Hills can go out to right back. And then we'll also take off East and bring on Joe Knight in midfield, where he has been training to play as a deep-lying playmaker in this too. So fingers crossed, before too long, we can get Knight back into things. Obviously, he was a great player for us last year, but we've taken that Mazzala role away, and him and Devaney have really suffered from the change to the tactic, because neither of them properly fit into this one. Really, once again, Hollingshead is just there to make the save, quietly doing his business, and then collects across. Please don't quietly do your business. Goodness me. Right, still 1-0, 15 minutes remaining. Are we going to be in the hat for the second round of the FA Cup? We'd like to be, and that's the pass for Farmer. We finally got it right. Eonvian's in the middle. He cuts it back to Cabia. Cabia goes past his full back and then just passes it to the goalkeeper. It's like he couldn't see Eonvian was there, which is odd. I'm not really sure what's gone on there. Right, we are going to take off Eonvian and bring on Marsh. Go double advanced forward, because why not? And then we'll also take off Smith and bring on Shipley. So we are a little bit makeshift in the back four now. It is our weakest squad depth area, especially if Hills is going to get himself sent off, which I think he just has. And this is not ideal for the last 10 minutes. Down to 10 men. Have those substitutions gone through? Down to 10 men against a team from a division above. The substitutions have gone through. This is not ideal. Right, we take Rodney back into the back four. That's relatively straightforward. And, I guess we could do something like this, maybe. It's a long way from ideal. I don't want to play a load of players out of position. So we'll try that and see if that works. I don't think I've ever used this shape before in my life, but we're using it now. And there is Farquharson to Rodney, and Shipley plays it back to Farquharson again. Ball over the top, looking for Farmer, and he's got a touch on it. And he fouled the keeper. I thought we'd won a penalty there. For a second, it looked like it was a sneak over the line. Then I thought we had a penalty. And in the end, it was just sadness all round. Knight tries to get it clear, but there's no one to clear it to, because he is the midfield. And we've dropped the wingers back a little bit, but they're not really doing much in the way of defending. And there is the equaliser. And tactically, I've probably thrown away hundreds of thousands of pounds here. I mean, I say I have. Hills has with the red card, because there's only so much I can do with the players I've got on the pitch. Am I playing a striker as defensive midfielder? Am I sticking a winger at right back? Whatever I did, it was going to be throwing players out of position. Now I guess we just need to try and hold on and get the replay. But it's not been ideal, has it? Okay. Right. We get a replay. I don't think I'm going to show you it in the video. What's this? I'm not allowed more coaches. That's upsetting. What I am going to do is show you the draw for the next round, because then we'll know if we want to show the replay in the next episode or just skip past it. We're basically trying to find out how interesting the rest of this FA Cup run is going to be. So let's get the second round draw done. Let's just rush. Oh, look at all this. What's all this, eh? I was Alpha Rupert. What a man. What a man. Five appearances, 5 assists during the month. What a man. I'm manager of the month. What a man. We're just surrounded by incredible football boys at this football club. But I thought it would just bring me to the second round. But in actual fact, it's going to take forever. I feel like I probably could have put a cut in here. But at this point, maybe it's too late. We're kind of committed to this. If I cut now, arguably it's even weirder because I've shown you so much and then not cut. There we go. Right. Let's see who we get. If we get a big draw, we'll show the replay, and then the hope that we show the big match in the next episode as well, having won the replay. I'm very confident we'd win the replay. If it's a nothing match, see, if we'd have got Derby away, we show them both next episode. If it's a nothing match, we'll just skip through, and if we get to the third round, I'll show you that, and we'll get some more league games done. Priority this year, obviously, is to get out of this league. So the FA Cup is just a bonus. Right. Plymouth and QPR and Portsmouth, all 3 of them would have been pretty big games in terms of pennies. I don't think away against Fleetwood in the replay is going to make us very much money. Cambridge against Posh in round 2. That's a big one. Were we on there anywhere? Oh, potentially a home match against McDonald's. I mean, it's a local-ish derby. It's a club who've just turned me down. I guess we're doing all this in the next episode, because the prospect of showing you McDonald's is tantalising, but we do have to get past Fleetwood first. We'll see what we can do. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.